All right, y'all, welcome at the Final Boss Auto Hub, and I'm back with another one. And I got some interesting news that I want to have a conversation with you about. And most of you are car enthusiasts, so you might have already heard about this or heard some ramblings about it. But if you didn't, hopefully I'm the first source you heard from, and we can have a more thorough conversation about what this means and just have some enthusiastic conversation about it, right? So let's get right into it. So, from what I'm hearing and what's being rumored is that Mercedes-Benz will be redesigning and re-releasing a new C63 around the 2027 year. Now, it seems like due to an abysmal 3 years with its controversial 2.0 four-cylinder engine, the new C63 is rumored to get a new inline six-cylinder 3.0 engine. Round of applause right there. Let's clap that up, y'all. I don't know if you know what this means, but let's get into it. Let's clap that up. So the new engine will be derived from the current CLE 53, which makes 443 horsepower alone. But that engine is matted to a couple of electrical motors, and it pumps out about 577 horsepower. Now, most of you might sit here and say like, it's 577, especially in a world full of demons and Hellcats and Trackhawks and all this stuff. 577 is nothing to snooze at. That's a lot of horsepower. And let's keep it real. A lot of folks out there can't handle that much horsepower. The car has over 350 horses and they're kind of struggling, right? But let's get into it, right? Let's go further. The C63 is being rumored to have that same engine and get the same treatment from AMG, that they will pretty much connect and mat a few of those electrical motors, and the engine and the horsepower in terms of performance should come around 650 horses and roughly 650 pounds of torque when AMG is done doing their magic, because you know they're technological geniuses. So I'm sure when they finish sprinkling their magic on it, you know, that's what they're rumored to have, and that car is going to be a rocket ship. Now let's get on to some of you that's going to be saying this, but final boss, like the current one has 671. Why they're dropping down to 650? Why it can't be 680? Why it can't be 700? Like, why are they playing around with this model? Like, this model is known to be super fast. And cut it out, y'all. Cut it out. Most of y'all car enthusiasts, y'all know what this is. Like,
come on, son.
You can read between the lines. Like, a four-cylinder engine and a six-cylinder engine, it just hits differently, no matter what. Even if you put all kinds of bolt-ons and big turbos, the six-cylinder engine, or just the bigger the engine, it just has the capacity to do more. So that six-cylinder at 650 horses might just outperform that four-cylinder with 670, especially if you gear it and weight to power ratio and all of this stuff. There's a lot of stuff that can be done to it. But let's go further in this. Let's cut the lights on, right? No one is purchasing a new performance car that's less powerful than the old one. And even if it is, you know, according to Mike Geyser, who's the board member of AMG, they will have all these different rear-mounted electric motors that will increase the car response dramatically, so it will outperform the current generation. And it will just sound so much better because now it's a six-cylinder opposed to a four-cylinder. So let's keep that in mind, guys. You know what I mean? It's not always about the numbers. It's also about weight to power ratio, the suspension, you know, how the car is geared. There's other things that goes into what makes a car perform really well. So now, just to keep further going on into this, right? And hopefully you guys are staying with me. You know, Mercedes-Benz, Merc pretty much is, you know, rumored to be playing around with the names. They may drop the C63 moniker entirely, since the vehicle may no longer have a V8. I mean, we will see once the car is officially announced and released. Just to put a pause on this, my opinion, I don't think they should do that. It doesn't make any sense. You guys didn't play with the name when you dropped it to a four-cylinder car. Don't do it now because you're going back up to a six-cylinder. Just keep it at C63 so everybody know this is the top of the line performance car in that model. You know what I mean? Just keep it at that 63 moniker. I think you guys are good, especially if you get it to perform how AMGs normally perform. Now, let's further go into my opinion, right? I think this shows that consumers is always right. And I said this in a few of my previous videos when we're talking about all these emission things that are happening and states or countries putting bans on vehicles and stuff like that. This clearly shows that consumers are right. Mercedes-Benz, for the most part, was drawing a hard line on not going back to the V8s and then talking about it's an issue, having to, use more technology to create the cars that we want, and they don't want to deal with the emissions. And they thought it was cool that they were just going to force their vision of what we think we want upon us. And no, it doesn't work like that, sir. It does not work like that. We have the purchasing power. You're giving us the product. We have to tell you if we like it and want the product and want to purchase it. And if we no longer want that product, guess what? We're not purchasing it. So, real auto enthusiasts, really want something that has emotion, that has soul, that has great sound, and then something that's fast as and I'm gonna bleep that. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, I got too carried away, but it's fast as F. Like, we want something that has all of those things into it, that handles well. It's a great sound when we step into the belly of the beast. Like, we want all of that, you know what I mean? And if we're no longer getting that, then guess what? We're gonna look for who's giving that to us. And that's BMW, that's Dodge, that's Cadillac, that's Ford, like Chevy going crazy with the Corvette. Hopefully they bring out a new Camaro. Like, if the brands, if they're giving us the things that we want, then we're gonna go purchase it and support it, because that's what we want, And I do think this is a great move for Mercedes. It shows that they're finally listening, right? And hopefully I'm not jumping all around for you guys. Hopefully you guys are keeping up. But I do think this is a great move. I think, people will more likely settle for the 6-cylinder, especially if the sound is good and it's fast as hell and it rivals a BMW. If it's giving all of those things, I think people will settle for it and people will go out and buy it, especially if the design language shows that too. I think people will go out and buy it. My opinion going forward on this, I still think Merc should, do V8s and create them for as long as they possibly can. And then when it's no longer possible, then drop to the 6-cylinder. But clearly, they already announced there's going to be a 6-cylinder, so we can't go back to that. But I still think Merc should stay with their heritage and do the V8s for as much as they possibly can. People want it. People want that deep, raspy growl and sound. People want that almost endless performance or capacity to perform in most of these V8s. We want that. But if we can't get it and have to settle for a 6, if you do right by it, we'll take it. But I assure you, nobody's taking a 4-cylinder. I promise you, nobody's taking a 4-cylinder. You're right. So, guys, this is a short video. I just wanted to bring that news to you. Let me know if I'm wilding out to think that this is a solid move or a move into the right direction for Mercedes to save their performance brand. If not, let me know why. Like, subscribe, comment to the video, and Final Boss Auto Hub out. Holla at me.